Great. Well, welcome, everyone. I'm glad to have you on the call today for our Xango University Training webinar on June 13th, 2015. What an awesome summertime thing to do. I would love to introduce John and Gina Jurewicz and share a little bit about their background. John worked as a master certified auto mechanic for over 23 years, and Gina was a very successful hairstylist for over 20 years. Because of their being downsized with their jobs, they finally opened their minds and began exploring other ways to create income. They just didn't feel any security working their jobs. John had 5 previous employers that he worked for that all closed their businesses. Wow, that's got to be tough. They were introduced to Xango and now have worked Xango business for over 11 years. And they had no previous experience in this industry. Because of their passion and desire to help other people improve their health, increase their finances, and grow personally, John and Gina have built a multi-million-dollar business with Xango. This has freed them from the last 9 years to have those jobs, and now they're members of Xango's prestigious $1 Million Club, meaning they've earned more than $1 million with Xango. Their goal is to help many other people succeed in Xango so more people can have hope and more healthy future where people can achieve their dreams. Today, they're going to explain their team's way of building a network of people passionate about Xango products, but also want to be a part of something bigger than what their own finances will allow them to achieve in feeding the starving and the undernourished children of the world with the Xango Goodness Meal Pack. John and Gina, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Tom, so much for asking us to be here. What a privilege and honor.
And it's going to be some great information today. I know, Tom, you were saying it's been a while since we did a webinar like this before, but little did I know the impact something like this has on other people as they view it and get the idea and it stirs in their mind, and then they take some action, and the next thing you know, more people are getting fed and businesses are growing, and it's kind of exciting.
True.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to hear some of it's going to be the same as 9 months ago, but a lot of it, and you were sharing me the other morning or afternoon or whenever we talked a few days ago about some of the ideas that you've been sharing with your team on how to create those 200 ADPs. When I heard that, I go, wow, why didn't I think of that, John? But I love those ideas, and I know you're going to share them during your presentation, so let's get started.
Let's get her going. So, Tom, you've got the clicker for the slide, so let's go ahead and switch to the next slide. Okay, so let's learn about the meal pack. What it is, it's a dry powdered formulation for the severely malnourished. Take someone from the brink of starving to being able to eat regular food. You know, there was a chart a while back where in I think it was 9 weeks when they were giving these to people, they'd go from totally undernourished to being at a sustainable weight where they could be healthy again. So we've got something that's very important here. This isn't just for someone who's hungry, missing a meal. This is for the severely malnourished. So this is people that are on the brink of losing it. A child dies every 6 seconds under the age of 5. Go ahead and go to the next slide. There we go. That's one of the main things when I go in to share these in different stores that I say to the people, child dies every 6 seconds under the age of 5 in the world due to starvation. That's a pretty big problem. Wouldn't you agree? Those are the key words, because if they agree with you, then there's a problem that they've acknowledged, and what we're trying to do is present one of the solutions to it. And, put this idea in your mind, okay? Because this is what I don't know, God put this passion on me. People got to have food. People got to have water. But if you took and the night before, you emptied out every cabinet of all the food in your house, and you emptied your refrigerator, and you woke up the next morning, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to reach for something to eat, and there's nothing there. And you look in the refrigerator, and there's nothing there. And you would be surprised how many times you would, just out of habit, go back to that refrigerator and open it up and open it up and open it up, but there's nothing there. Now, you know you can go to the store, you can go to a fast food restaurant, you go to a neighbor's house, and you can get food. What if that wasn't the case? Okay? So that's the picture that has to be in your mind, because the need is real. And I know a lot of people want to build big Xango businesses, and with some of the proceeds they want to help out their favorite charity, and maybe these are different things to do. But why wait? Why not start something right now? So let's go ahead to the next slide. Okay, so the meal pack, total price is $120. That includes shipping, taxes, everything. That's guaranteed delivery, and it counts for $120 in PV. So 120 PV. Each meal pack feeds approximately 40 meals. They also have a $60 meal pack, and it's just half, and it's $60 in volume, and that feeds 20. Next slide. The meal packs are delivered through AmeriCares. If you haven't been on their website, go to americares.org, type in Xango Meal Pack. But while you're there, find out about the founder of AmeriCares. When people hear AmeriCares, if they're familiar with it, it's a no-brainer because they've got such a good reputation. They've been around since '82. They've delivered over $11 billion in aid, 64 different countries. Amazing, amazing. 164 countries. So as to date, has Xango made an impact? Yeah, 6 million meals, 20 countries. It's quite impressive. So we have something that's working, and we want to make it grow even better. One year when we were doing the meal packs right at the beginning, a lot of us just had them as part of our auto ship. There was a pastor in Texas, and everybody was shipping their meal packs there in December because he was doing a mission trip in Kenya that spring. And so he shipped a container full of meal packs and other things out there, and then he brought pictures back, and while he was there, he fed thousands of people. And some people, it was amazing to me, some people would walk 2 days for this meal pack. That's how great the need was. And if you see the conditions that people live in there, it just, man, oh man, you just want to be able to do something. And we were at a regional in Orlando, and I was talking to him in person there, and he goes, well, John, there's enough resources out there to feed everybody on the planet. But if you want to be able to do that, you have to get the masses involved. The masses involved. How do you get the masses involved? And so that made me think, because, I'm sitting there, you know the tax breaks of having a home business. The average home-based business owner saves somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 a year in their taxes versus someone who doesn't. Well, on the conservative side of that, if you save $3,000 a year, if you divided that into 12 months, that would be a $250 savings per month. Okay, the meal pack's $120. Tom, which is higher, $120 or $250? Savings. It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's an absolute no-brainer, but people are so programmed from things that they've had in the past and everything, it's hard to get them to even understand that. So, you can build a business like this. You'll be in profit mode from day one if you treat it like a business. You can feed starving kids, but it just right over a lot of people's head. So we had to figure a different way to get this going, because one of our passions is to get those people fed. So I got to thinking, how do other people do it? How do other organizations do it? And a lot of them use collection boxes. So another distributor on our team, her name's Janet Kroll, and I went out one day, totally blind to what we were doing, just knew that we wanted to do something, and we knew if we took some action, maybe somehow something could possibly happen. So we got some collection boxes, got a little bit of information, And this is our first day out. We went to a couple strip malls, and it was like, no. And then we went to this other one, and there was a deli there, and she didn't want a container on her counter. And it's like, I don't know, Janet. And then there was a liquor store there. And Janet goes, hey, let's go into the liquor store. I'm sitting there. A liquor store? Really, Janet, to feed starving kids? A liquor store? So I was still explaining, kind of how the business worked with the meal pack and everything, because they're business owners. I figured they'd get it. And the guy goes, well, I'm not interested in the business, but if you want, you can leave the box out. And it's like, okay. And then we got another box that day at a hairstyling place. A week later, go back and see if there's anything in it. And in the box at the liquor store, there was $11 in it, $11, $12, something like that. But at the hairstyling place, there was only a couple pennies. So that leads me to believe it depends where you put it, because you're competing with their tips at the hairstyling place. That's not going to work. So we continued to go out and place boxes at different places, and now we know which ones do good. And what we find is it's about 50-50 now to the places that we go out to, because when we go out, we know what to say, we know what to give them for information and such. So, Gina, what are some of the great places that we have?
Like independent grocery stores, or where they're kind of like international markets, Spanish restaurants where you pay at the counter, ice cream shops, donut shops, pizza shop, pizza places, carry out pizzas,
gas stations.
In gas stations, and like convenience stores. John and I got one at a supermarket just recently, and it almost collects a whole meal pack every 2 weeks. And I will say the lower income areas, you might be surprised, will bring in generally a little bit better than the more affluent areas. So it's the opposite of what you think. And, you strategically have these located in places. You might be pleasantly surprised at what you get. And we can't forget, we always prime the box. You got to prime the box, $1.50, $2, and a little bit of change, because
nobody wants to be the first.
Nope.
Okay, so on the screen there you can see where you can get the boxes. Right now, the VP can, the cylinder on the left there, that one is on back order, but they're supposed to be having them hopefully again after June. And a while back, it was about a year ago, I know that the boxes actually were on back order, but the place usually gets them in. We usually get our toppers from a place called More Graphics. He's a printer that's in our business. And I know that the MB30ers that have caught on to this, if they go on to MB30 Movement, there's actually something that you can download there for the toppers also. But I want the toppers to look as professional as possible. I want, it's the real deal. In order to have a collection box out there, you have to have the name of the company. You have to have your name on there. As you can see in the lower left corner, it says AmeriCares, and on the right there, it says Xango Goodness. So you can go ahead to the next slide, Tom. I'm just going to run real quick what I do when I go in. What I do is I've got these 3 documents, the one that talks about Xango, the one that talks about AmeriCares, and the one that's got the meals and where they go, because that's important for some people. So I go in, and I usually ask for the manager, the owner here, or the decision maker, and if they're there, then great. So like when we went to that market that's produced, in 2 weeks we got $115, and we just collected there yesterday, there was another $100 in there, like mind-blowing. I mean, that is rare, okay? But it's just like the Xango business. All of a sudden you're going to find some distributors that are going to take off, and there's going to be other ones that are just there. We, at this point, have routes. We usually collect twice a month. There's a few places we do once a week to every 10 days, but not a lot of them. So once a month, we do a lot. The middle of the month, we do somewhat a lot, and then there's a few other days in there on our way to church and back. There's a few places on the way back and forth. We usually do that on Saturday nights. So you kind of incorporate it in your schedule. But when you go into a place, I just ask the owner, the manager, the decision maker, and if they're not there, I go, well, then maybe you can help me. It always works better when you've got two people going in, but you can still do it on your own because we've done it both ways. And I just say, hey, my name's John. I'm a home business owner in the area. I'm with a health and wellness company called Xango, but today I'm talking to you more about a project we're working on. I don't know if what was your name again? And I get their name, and I shake their hand again, and it's like, I don't know if you're aware of it, whatever their name is, but a child dies every 6 seconds in the world under the age of 5. That's a pretty big problem, wouldn't you agree? There's that line again. And if they agree, it's like, well, we want to do something about it. Our company, Xango, they produce a meal pack, and I give them that first piece of paper there that's got the little girl there holding it. And what it is, it's a dry powdered formulation for the severely malnourished. Takes someone from the brink of starving to being able to eat regular food again. Because if they're starving and you gave them regular food, just make them sick. So it's like a porridge. It's very delicate on the system. They just mix it with water. And then I pull out the next sheet, and we go with a company called AmeriCares. They've been around since '82. They've delivered $11 billion in aid to 164 countries, because if you're going to work on a project like this, you want to make sure that the meal packs are going to get delivered where they're needed. And you want that guaranteed, because I don't want to waste my time. And then this is a listing here on the third page there of the different countries where the meal packs have gone. And then I go, okay, so now I've edified Xango, showed them what the deal is. Now I got to tell them what am I doing there, okay? So what we do is a few times a month we go out and we put these cylinders or meal pack collection boxes, and a lot of times we'll have both of them there. And when we first started, I didn't think the cylinders would do that great, but boy was I wrong. Some of those cylinders do fantastic. And we put these at different businesses where business is conducted, and then we collect the change, get the meal packs, and then the following month we bring receipts in to show you how many meal packs were delivered. Okay? And what we've done now is on the boxes, we make a little strip of paper that we tape on the top of them that says, because of this box and others in the local area, so many meals have been supplied to feed the starving. Hunger is still a big problem, but together we're making a difference. Thank you for your support. And I've got the number highlighted in yellow, so if someone who regularly goes there, who's regularly putting their change in there, every month they see that number growing and growing and growing.
And John, I just want to add, at one of our grocery stores, the cashiers tell us all the time that people actually come into the store just to donate, and they don't buy anything.
So you get a little bit of a following here, and as you go in, you build rapport with the people as time goes on, and you can introduce the regular Xango products to them also. It's kind of a neat thing. But would you want to be able to have it out here? Some people, they'll give you excuses. I don't have any room on my counter. We tried it before it got stolen. Excuse. I've actually said, well, why don't we just try it for a few weeks and see how it works? And sometimes that's been enough.
Not only that, the power of suggestion is huge. When John and I go in together, and you're kind of hemming and hawing about whether or not to let you have it there, I'll take either the box or the cylinder and I'll say, oh, look at that. Doesn't it look great there? That'll work really well. Can we just try it for a couple of weeks, huh? And that will do it a lot of times.
Right. So here's the whole picture, okay? You got the meal packs, you place them out. People put their change, sometimes change they don't even want, okay? Because, we've gone to places and I've seen it firsthand. Someone buys someone, change is so worthless you can't buy anything with it anyhow. The guy just says, keep it, I don't want it. Well, now it goes right into the collection box there. So that change turns into meal packs, and the meal pack changes into smiling kids with a big smile on their face. So it's a great project. I love it. It just goes to show, just like that Carla said at the supermarket, the one that's doing so great, it's like, everybody just gives a little bit, and it just accumulates. It's amazing. And that's a law of big numbers. Everybody does a little bit. That's what our whole business is based on. you don't have to go out and sell $10,000 worth of Xango products, but if you use some and you find a lot of people that use a little bit, the numbers grow. Now, here's the deal. In the local area here, between Gina and myself, my mom's got a few boxes out, got another local distributor that does really well with it also, and a few others. We've delivered over 32,000 meals since we started doing this.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay?
Wow.
And that's just Gina, myself,
Just a handful.
Janet, there's another Janet, and a few that my mom had that have helped her get the boxes out, okay? Because she loves this. I mean, she's 79 and a half, and she goes every Friday to this one place, and it's just, she used to work at a bank. She loves it.
Well, it's a chance for her to feel like she's giving back to the community, to the world. A lot of times as we get older, we are not in that kind of mode, and she's so excited to do that. And it brings unity on your team. When you got people on the team and we have our conversation, how'd you do this week? And talking about, what you collected, it gets pretty exciting. And the other one thing I want to add is when you go into these stores and places, what people may say, well, we got hungry people here. Well, the people here, there's a lot of places that they can go to, and we're not talking hungry. We're talking about starving. Starving means they're on the verge of dying because their body is starting to shut down because it's been so long that they've had even a morsel of food. When you're talking about little kids eating dirt balls because they're so hungry, I mean, you're talking about a totally different thing, and that is the one thing I think we've been conveying very well with the people when we go in. These people are on the verge of dying because they have not eaten so long. And when we had that pastor bring those meal packs to South Africa that one time, do you know there is not much technology in South Africa, but people network very well, and people got the word out, and they would travel for days to get to that meal pack.
So it's amazing. I mean, you do something, it makes a difference. So let's talk about all the benefits, okay? You get to feed starving children and pregnant moms. My goal with the whole thing is to create a perpetual giving machine that gives month after month after month and grows, because I'm hungry, but the problem is if I don't have food tomorrow, I'm going to be hungry again. And it seems like there's always some area in the world with some disaster going on or something, and we've got these meal packs ready to go and available. It's just a wonderful thing. So a perpetual giving machine where it goes month after month after month. Now, here's the other thing. It says in the Bible, feed the poor, okay? Now, it says to use the resources that you've got down on earth here to get the job done, okay? And so this is one of those resources that we have found to do this. But the other nice thing is this also adds volume to your business. So let's say that someone was trying to achieve the 1K level, and they were just a little bit short. All of a sudden they have a meal pack or two, boom, all of a sudden they qualify. The other thing is, what if you're looking to hit the I volume? I mean, what we do is we normally order these meal packs under customers, and when you order under customer, you get the 15% back. And so what we do with some of it is we actually buy more meal packs with it, and so it feeds on itself doing that way, which is kind of a cool thing also. But, everybody can't do that. I understand. But what if you wanted to get that I volume, that I bonus, and you're a 1K and you need that $1,000 in volume between your $200 auto ship and your customer volume? Let's say you had your $200 auto ship in and you're at $750. Well, if you put these out and you got an extra 2 meal packs, that'd be an extra $250. Now you'd only be $2 or $10 away. I'm sure you could find some Xango product you could order to make that, and then you get the I bonus, the bonus. That could be great. Let's say there's somebody new, because there's a lot of MB30ers out there, and we're going to get to a slide by them in a minute, but $200 auto ship, you're going to want to be on that, because as you get people underneath you that are ordering, under them ordering, you're going to want to collect on that commission. Let's say you can't afford the $200 auto ship. Well, what if you got a few of these boxes out, and let's say you're buying that $165 3D mini pack. You need extra volume. Well, you got a $120 meal pack, boom, you'd have the other half of your volume. Or maybe someone can only afford to buy the Pro Pack, and that's only $80 in volume. Well, a meal pack on top of that, there's your $200, there's your $200 in volume. So there's so many different benefits, and again, the long-term effect, more people are getting fed.
Not only that, not only besides the I-1000 and more people getting fed, but you do it right. Don't forget about the nothing beats free. I mean, getting free product, what's even better than that? You can get, you know, more samples out. I mean, it's just a great thing all the way around, and you're part of a cause. You're part of something bigger than yourself, that you're changing lives. And the other thing I will add is doing this meal pack route, I can tell a difference that it has built up my skill level higher, and the fear of going up to people and talking to people is not there, because you just do this day in and day out, and you have a focus on something other than yourself. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing when it's done. I mean, we've got a lot of excited people on the team and across Xango Nation doing this. It's pretty cool.
So again, you want to share this. Just think if everybody in Xango got enough boxes out there, which wouldn't take a lot of boxes out there, just order one extra meal pack. Just one extra meal pack. Yeah, many more meals would be supplied out there. It would be just amazing. The more who participate, the more the meals are supplied. So I like to start a movement in your area and make a difference today. Tom, why don't we go to the next slide real quick? Okay, here we've got Kenny Cool. He caught on to this right away. He watched the video, and it clicked in his head. It's like, I can do this. This makes sense. I'm going to feed starving kids, build my business. And, you know, he's got other people in that area doing it also. I think if we click on the next slide. I think this is John Pearson out there. Another one, you know, passionate about sharing Xango, passionate about the meal pack, passionate about helping people, and that's what it's really all about in this business, is helping other people. So I love the Xango meal pack. I love being able to feed starving kids. I love being able to make an impact that I wouldn't be able to do if they didn't have this project. So Tom, you got any questions, or does anybody have any questions out there?
Let me